Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darren's Villaging and More presents part 2 of 4, Reimagining Lemax, item 84749, the Light the Evil Pumpkin for 2025. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And here he is, the Evil Lighted Pumpkin, introduced in 2008 and retired in 2013. Thanks to the Lemax collection, we are going to know the approximate size of this figure at 4.13 inches high by 2.95 inches wide and 1.73 inches in depth. In my opinion, this is a very well done piece. The paint job is absolutely superb. However, there are a couple of things that I am not a fan of. The first being that the LED is a yellow LED being diffused through the orange of the pumpkin head, and it's static. Secondly, it's supposed to be an evil pumpkin. The eyes need some work. Also, there is a ball of hot glue at the neck where the head was glued on. So let's go ahead and re-envision this for 2025. Welcome to the bench, and here we have the Evil Lighted Pumpkin. I'm going to be using pick tools today to take the figure apart. So as you can see, all of the excess glue that was used on the head to connect it to the figure. This is unsightly in my opinion, and I'm going to be changing this. So I'm using this hook pick tool. I'm going to slowly pry the glue from around the head. I'm taking my time with this. I'm not using any additional heat right now because the glue is very pliable. I'm also taking care not to scratch the figure. As you can see, it's working, and as I move the pick tool underneath, just push up, there we have it. Head pops right off, and you can see most of the glue was just on the very front of the figure. So we have an LED that's fed through a hole through the bottom of the figure. So looking at the bottom, we can see your standard configuration of a channel with glue and the wires and the Lemax sticker covering the hole in the bottom of the figure. So I'm just going to pry this up with my fingers real fast just to see how much of it would come up. Go ahead and pop the sticker off and come back in and just work it loose. Now again, I could be using heat for this, but as the glue is just so pliable, it was just a very easy process to just pick it out. Now I will eventually probably go back with a Dremel tool and just clean the channel for any excess remaining glue when it is time to rewire. Continuing to use the pick tool, I've almost freed the wires from the base of the figure. And there we have it. So now that the wiring is free, I should be able to just simply pull it straight through, and the figure is now broken down. I'll go ahead and remove any remaining glue from the head and the figure itself before moving on to the next steps. So let's take a quick look at the math using a 3.2 volt orange flickering LED with a 4.5 volt power source. This is going to give me an additional 1.3 volts that I need to address with the resistor. So this divided by 0.02 is 65 ohms for full brightness. Now in my opinion, full brightness for this figure is going to be too much, so instead I'm going to opt for a 100 ohm resistor plus or minus 5%. Welcome back to the bench. As you can see, I've laid out my circuit. I'm going to be recycling some of the original wire, as this is 30 gauge wire. I've soldered my resistor to my LED and provided heat shrink around it, and I'll be using a new power adapter. So let's go ahead and wire the figure up. Alright, I have fed the wires through the bottom of the figure up through the head. I've gone ahead and put heat shrink where I'll be using that later, and I'm going to be soldering this in place. Now with all of my soldering connections, I do use flux, so just so you're aware. Now this is going to be my first time soldering on camera, so please bear with me and expect some music during this process. It's not exactly a fast one. Alright, now that our LED is in place on the figure, I have a power adapter with active power that I have not made the solder connections yet. We're just going to do a quick bench test to make sure everything is working. Okay, so the LED does work. So let's go ahead and put the head back on and see how this looks. So with power applied, we have a nice flickering effect. Now, I'm still not a big fan of the eyes of this figure as the evil pumpkin. I feel like it should be more sinister, especially, in the dark, the eyes just kind of fade away. So that's going to be one of the next things we're going to be working on, is painting the eyes. Okay, so let's paint the eyes on the evil pumpkin. As this is an evil pumpkin, I feel that he should be more sinister than what he is. And for whatever reason, I can't seem to find my fine detail brushes today, so I'm going to be using the toothpick. I have used toothpicks on fine details like this on multiple products for both Department 56 and Lemax for just filling in grooves. It does wonders, especially if you're working on tombstones, or if you have the Department 56 Headless Horseman, filling in the face on that. Toothpick works great. So I've got my painting supplies off screen, so I'm just going to grab a little bit more paint, then come back, and I'll continue working on the eyes. So to me, this adds just a wonderful sinister effect. I mean, if you have the mouth, you have the eyebrows, you might as well do the eyes. So now, let's get ready for final assembly. Today I'm going to be using a low temp hot glue from Michaels to resecure the head back to the figure. So as you can see, this collar is huge on the figure, which is where, in my opinion, the glue should have gone from the get-go. So I've got 3 dabs in place. I'm going to place the head figure back on and position the face looking downward, so he's not looking off into the sky. Make sure it's nice and secure where I want it, and then pick off any excess glue. And there you have it, a fully assembled lighted evil pumpkin. And here he is, the lighted evil pumpkin, reimagined for 2025. This is on a test platform that I have created. And as I was going through all of my supplies while doing this project, I discovered an extra pumpkin that I had from a Department 56 video. So I decided to add him into this. So, tell me, what did you like about this project? What did you not like about this project? Would you have taken this on? What would you have done differently? Please let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. Please check out part 3, creating a split rail fence for my Halloween platform. If you like this video and more, please like and subscribe for more content.